Ever feel like your emotions are calling the shots? Like you're not in control of your own life, but rather your feelings are steering the wheel? It's a common experience, one that can leave us feeling powerless and overwhelmed. Like you're stuck in a loop of anxiety, anger, or sadness. We've all been there. These emotions can be so consuming that they seem to take over our entire existence. They can cloud our judgment, affect our relationships, and even impact our physical health. Our thoughts race, our feelings intensify, and it feels impossible to break free. It's like being trapped in a never-ending cycle where one negative thought leads to another. And before we know it, we're spiraling out of control. The more we try to escape, the tighter the grip of these emotions becomes. We might try to ignore these uncomfortable emotions, push them down, or pretend they don't exist. We tell ourselves to just get over it or stay positive. But these strategies often backfire. Ignoring our emotions doesn't make them go away. It just buries them deeper, where they can fester and grow. But the truth is, our emotions are powerful forces. They deserve our attention. They are signals from our inner world, telling us something important about our needs, desires, and values. When we listen to our emotions, we can gain valuable insights into ourselves and our lives. What if, instead of being controlled by our emotions, we could learn to understand and navigate them? What if we could develop the skills to manage our emotional responses in a healthy and constructive way? This is not about suppressing our feelings, but about embracing them with compassion and curiosity. What if we could develop a sense of resilience and flexibility in the face of life's challenges? Resilience is not about being unaffected by difficulties, but about bouncing back and growing stronger from them. It's about finding the inner strength to face adversity with courage and grace. This is where emotional agility comes in. Emotional agility is the ability to navigate our inner world with awareness, acceptance, and intentionality. It's about being open to our emotions, even the difficult ones, and responding to them in a way that aligns with our values and goals. By cultivating emotional agility, we can transform our relationship with our emotions and live a more fulfilling and authentic life. Emotional agility is the ability to acknowledge, accept, and adapt to our emotions in a healthy and productive way. It's a skill that allows us to navigate the complexities of our emotional landscape with a sense of balance and resilience. Imagine being able to face any emotional challenge, whether it's stress, sadness, or even joy, with a calm and composed mindset. This is the essence of emotional agility. It's about being present with our feelings without letting them control us. When we practice emotional agility, we learn to observe our emotions without judgment. This means recognizing our feelings as they arise, understanding their origins, and allowing them to pass without being overwhelmed. It's like being the calm center in the midst of a storm, where we can see the chaos around us but remain unaffected by it. Psychologist Susan David describes emotional agility as the ability to be with your emotions with curiosity, compassion, and especially the courage to take values-congruent action. This means not just understanding our emotions, but also using them as a guide to make decisions that align with our core values. It's about having the bravery to face our fears, the kindness to forgive ourselves, and the wisdom to act in ways that reflect our true selves. It's not about being happy all the time. Emotional agility acknowledges that life is full of a wide range of emotions, and each one has its place. It's about embracing the full spectrum of our emotional experiences, from joy to sorrow, from excitement to fear. By doing so, we become more resilient and better equipped to handle whatever life throws our way. It's about showing up for ourselves, even when it's difficult. This means being there for ourselves in times of need, offering ourselves the same support and understanding we would offer a friend. It's about practicing self-compassion and recognizing that it's okay to struggle. By showing up for ourselves, we build a stronger, more supportive relationship with our inner selves. It's about learning to ride the waves of our emotions with skill and grace. Just like a surfer learns to navigate the waves of the ocean, we can learn to navigate the waves of our emotions. This requires practice, patience, and a willingness to fall and get back up again. Over time, we become more adept at maintaining our balance, even in the face of strong emotional currents. Emotional agility is a superpower we can all develop. It's not something we're born with, but a skill we can cultivate through practice and dedication. By developing emotional agility, we empower ourselves to live more fulfilling and authentic lives. We become more adaptable, more resilient, and more capable of achieving our goals. It's about building our psychological flexibility so we can thrive in the face of life's inevitable ups and downs. Life is unpredictable, and challenges are a natural part of the human experience. By building our psychological flexibility, we equip ourselves with the tools to handle these challenges with grace and confidence. We learn to bend without breaking, to adapt without losing our sense of self. In doing so, we create a life that is not only resilient, but also rich with meaning and purpose. Our thoughts and emotions are deeply intertwined. They influence each other in a constant dance. Think about a time you felt stressed. What thoughts were running through your mind? Were you worrying about the future, dwelling on the past? Our thoughts can trigger and fuel our emotions. But here's the good news. We can also use our thoughts to cultivate positive emotions. By focusing on gratitude, self-compassion, and hope, we can shift our emotional state. It's like training a muscle. The more we practice choosing empowering thoughts, the stronger our emotional agility becomes. Section 4. Step 1. Recognizing your emotional landscape. The first step to developing emotional agility is to become aware of our emotions. This means paying attention to our inner world without judgment. What are you feeling right now? Can you name it? Is it joy, sadness, anger, fear, or something else? Sometimes, our emotions can feel like a jumbled mess. We might experience several emotions at once. That's okay. The goal is simply to notice what's happening within us. We can do this by practicing mindfulness, journaling, or simply taking a few moments to check in with ourselves throughout the day. Section 5, Step 2, Detaching from the thought train. Our thoughts are not facts, they are simply thoughts. They are fleeting, transient, and often influenced by our emotions, environment, and experiences. It's important to remember that just because we think something, it doesn't make it true. Our minds are constantly generating thoughts, some helpful and some not so much. And sometimes, our thoughts can lead us down a rabbit hole of negativity and self-doubt. This can be particularly challenging when we are already feeling vulnerable or stressed. Negative thoughts can spiral, making us feel worse and trapping us in a cycle of despair. It's crucial to recognize when this is happening so we can take steps to break free from it. Detaching from our thoughts means recognizing that we are not our thoughts. We are the observer of our thoughts. This distinction is powerful because it allows us to create a space between ourselves and our thoughts. In this space, we can choose how to respond rather than reacting automatically. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation and deep breathing, can help us cultivate this awareness. We have the power to choose which thoughts we want to engage with and which ones we want to let go of. This is not always easy, but with practice, it becomes more natural. By questioning the validity of our thoughts and challenging negative thinking patterns, we can shift our mindset and improve our mental well-being. Imagine your thoughts are like clouds passing by in the sky. They come and go, constantly changing shape and form. Just as we wouldn't try to hold on to a cloud, we don't need to hold on to every thought that crosses our mind. We can observe them, acknowledge them, and let them pass without getting entangled in them. You can observe them without getting caught up in them. This practice of observation without attachment allows us to maintain a sense of inner peace and stability, even when our thoughts are turbulent. By staying grounded in the present moment, we can prevent ourselves from being swept away by the current of our thoughts. You can choose to let them drift away. Letting go of unhelpful thoughts can be liberating. It frees up mental space and energy, allowing us to focus on what truly matters. This doesn't mean ignoring our problems, but rather approaching them with a clearer, more balanced perspective. This takes practice, but it's a powerful way to gain control over our emotions. By regularly practicing detachment from our thoughts, we can develop greater emotional resilience and a more positive outlook on life. Journaling, mindfulness exercises, and self-reflection are all valuable tools in this journey. Remember, it's a process, and every step you take brings you closer to a more peaceful and empowered state of mind. Section 6. Step 3. Living by your compass. Our values are our guiding principles. They are the things that are most important to us in life. When we live in alignment with our values, we feel a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Ask yourself, what do I stand for? What kind of person do I want to be? Once you have a clear understanding of your values, you can start making choices that reflect them. This might mean setting boundaries, speaking up for yourself, or pursuing your passions.